Hi, a lot of you know who the white rhino is. Well, today on Mean Streets, we're out here at Ron's place. Wayne and Ron are trying to get the truck ready for the Sarah race on the 24th, so let's go see what they got going on.
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Looks like y'all are trying to get it together.
Yeah, piece it together.
We're getting ready.
That's awesome. You gonna try to go out to the Sarah race on the 24th?
Heck yeah.
Shoot, yeah, man.
Dang old Chevy. It's another Chevy.
Another Chevy.
Right.
We like going fast.
Right. A lot of people are curious about the truck.
Well, we can sit down and I can tell you about it.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right.
Here we are with Ron Gibbany, who owns a white rhino. I guess the first question I'm going to have is why a truck so big?
Well, to be honest, it was what I had.
Right.
I mean, you look at racers and hot rodders from the beginning of time, they used what they had.
Right.
I mean, I used to have Chevelles. I've had many Chevelles, and I'm a Chevelle guy at heart, but Chevelles are costly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're no longer, you know, when I bought my first Chevelle, I think I paid $1,000 for it running and driving. You ain't gonna find that these days.
No.
Not even in a junkyard.
No. So, you know, when I got out of the Marine Corps and came home, you know, this is what I had. So this is what we started with, and it became, once I started on it, it became something more because nobody expected it to run like it ran.
Right.
You know, in the beginning, it just had a little 40 over small block from Blue Chip Motors. You remember them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, cast crank, cast pistons, cast everything. I slapped a set of Brodix heads on it and an intake and a carburetor and put a cam in it, and we went out running around the streets doing what we do.
Well, nowadays, everybody likes something different. You know, everybody's got Camaros, everybody's got Mustangs, everybody's got Chevelles. It's nice to see something different every now and then, and no one would ever expect an extended cab, wheelbase, 90s model Chevy truck running like this son does.
Yeah, I mean, and it surprises a lot of people. When we did Drag Week in 2014, you know, people would walk right by it in the pits and not pay any mind to it, and then we'd go out and make a pass and run a 9.0 pass and come back to the pits, and they would just flock around it.
Right.
Wondering how could we make something this big go that fast.
What's it weigh?
That's what I was thinking.
It weighs in about 4,200 pounds.
Damn.
It's a 142-inch wheelbase, still stock wheelbase.
And you've got some lightweight stuff on it, don't you, too?
I've got, just this last winter, we've got with Optic Armor and went Lexan.
Right.
We've done a lot of the front clip stuff. I did a tubular course report. We completely gutted the front fenders.
Right.
You know, trying to take as much weight as we could out of it.
Right.
Mostly at the front end because it's a truck. Where's all the weight at?
Exactly, in the front.
So we're doing everything we can to take as much weight as we can off forward of basically the driver's seat forward.
Right.
So
you must have some pretty trick chassis work in the back to get it to hook, being the rear tires are so far back.
Well, you could take a couple of salads and lose some of that shit too.
It's starting to sound like my wife.
Oh.
Wait, and the whole crew.
So what do you
That's
got
what
for
I told Little Wayne. I said, you could lose 100 pounds and gain 10.
They want us to do a driver mod. So.
Yeah.
So what do you got for the rear suspension to get the tires to hook?
Right now it's a 4-link. Mickey's Chassis Works did all the chassis work on the truck.
Mickey's the shit.
It's front to rear, the factory frame, aside from what we lopped off to do the course report and take off some weight up front.
Right.
It's boxed, and he did a 4-link on it. This winter we're planning on doing some changes to it. I'm probably going to go with a ladder bar setup away from the 4-link because it's so heavy. I go to the no prep races and I can't run with the big tire guys.
Right.
There's just no way. I mean, you got people like Birdman and even look now at Doc and Jerry and Derek, and they're all tube chassis, factory wheelbase, but still tube chassis.
Right.
I mean, their
big
cars
ass
don't.
motors.
Yeah, big motors and big tires, and they don't weigh nothing. Yeah. I mean, even with me being steel and factory wheelbase and all that, it's still a truck. I'm still 1,000 pounds heavier than them, or more.
Yeah.
And 1,000 pounds light on horsepower. So
well, I heard they were running around 2,500 pounds, so that makes you
huge difference.
Yeah,
but you look at, if I go to a ladder bar setup, what kills me with the 4-link is I'm still streetable.
Right.
We still drive it all over the place. I've got street tires for it. We drive it wherever.
Yeah, I saw you at the Meridian Cruise this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else did you see out there from the show? Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably the only one that's still got a stereo left in their stuff too. But so you got a stereo in the Mustang?
I can put one in.
Okay.
It's called a beatbox.
He's got one of them pills
Yeah.
attached to his dash.
I don't want to hear
You
any
got a
stereo.
Bluetooth.
I want
It's
to
got a
hear my
Bluetooth.
car, you know?
But you know, we're going to the ladder bar setup because that lets me do a lot of the street stuff. Because if you look at the street classes, they say you can do all kinds of stuff to it, but you can't have a 4-link.
Yeah.
They don't want 4-link. For whatever reason, they don't want 4-link. So if I go ladder bar, then, you know, that helps put me in classes where I'll be more competitive.
Right. Exactly. What kind of transmission's in it?
We have an Extreme Automatics Turbo 400, 210
Okay.
first gear set.
Right. That probably helps being a heavier vehicle, doesn't
Oh,
it?
definitely.
Over a power glide.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard people say that I could put a glide in it, but I've torn up this 400 enough. I don't know that I want to tear up a glide too.
Man, we've
Pretty
got an
expensive.
FTI
Yeah.
in ours, and we've put everything to it and ain't done nothing to it. It still runs the same day we put it in.
Really.
Amazing, yeah.
But yeah, it's a 400. We've been running a chance converter. I just got a PTC to put in it.
Right.
We've been having converter issues. It hadn't been stalling where I want it to,
Right.
keeping us out of the power band. So hopefully with this converter change, we'll pick up some ET.
Right.
That's what nitrous is for, to take you to your power band.
Yeah, and it
That's
does
right.
that.
Make up the low
The
end.
problem is I got to make up for all this weight
Yeah.
too.
Now, when I walked in, y'all were putting the motor together right here on the side. Tell us about what you got going on there.
This motor's Brodix Merlin 3 block with Brodix BB2 extra heads. It's got comp shaft rockers. We just put in a set of Crower roller lifters. Nitrous Express 2 foggers, and we run a Pro Systems 1050 Dominator.
How many cubic inches is it?
It's a 555.
555. Awesome.
Not a mountain motor,
Was
but
it a billet crank?
it's a higher end, the high end Eagle,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that is, the 4340 or whatever.
Forged.
Yeah, forged.
Yeah, Eagle makes some pretty good stuff for the money.
Yeah, I mean, and this is our second motor. The first motor was a dart block and dart heads and Cowley's crank and Oliver rods and JE pistons. And this has JE pistons with Eagle rods and Eagle crank. We actually bought this from another racer.
Right. You got 2 foggers on there. How are you operating that? How much horsepower? And are you running them both out of the gate?
We're hitting the first kit with about 300, and the second kit's about 250, 2 1/4 maybe.
Were you leaving on the first one and progressing the second one in?
Just leaving on the first one and then bringing the second one in via Digisets.
Oh, okay.
And I've got it set up to where I can bank the second kit. So if it's,
Oh, you do a left-right bank?
yeah, I can do a left and right bank on the second kit. That way, if the track's marginal, then we can just bring in the left side and then bring in the right side.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, we used to do it.
It's old school progressing is what it
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Before progressors.
You just wire it for a left and a right.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And put it on a Digiset to where it, you know, at time, basically a Digiset's just a time delay relay.
Right.
So once I let go of the button and the first kit comes on, then there's a time period before the left bank comes on.
Yeah, just a timer.
Right, and then the second bank comes on a set time.
Gotcha. Does this thing hook pretty good on the street?
It does. It does really well on the street. It actually, you know, surprises a lot of people. You know, it does good at the track, you know, and I'll pick the left front wheel off the ground a couple inches, which is, you know, unbelievable as
Right.
big as this thing is to actually pull the front wheels. And I've actually got pictures from us at Roll Purple Raceway pulling both front wheels.
So how did you come up with a name? You took your high school name and put it on a truck?
No, well, you remember the original White Rhino,
Right.
the Peters boys had, but when I first painted this myself, I painted it in this shop, and it was wintertime. And the paint, I painted it like 3 times and kept having problems. And I'm not a painter, but finally I talked to some people. A good friend of mine, Mark Harkrider, you know Mark, and he works with some painters, and they came over and looked at it and said, well, you just want to go white, right? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, well, go paint it with white sealer. Let it cure for a week and a half or 2 weeks, come back, scuff it up, paint it with white sealer, and then clear over the sealer. So that's what I did. Well, after I painted the white, I was tired of spraying paint. So a guy I work with said, "Oh yeah, I can come over and clear that for you." Yeah. Well, when he cleared it, the entire truck was orange peel.
Oh my God.
Via the rhino.
The most uniform orange peel you'll probably ever see on anything. And we took it to Chuck's for one of his dyno days. And we were, I don't know, second or third on the rollers. And he wanted a name on the list. And Shane Hawkins was with me. And Shane goes, "Well, let me see that." And he wrote it down as the white rhino. And I was like, "Well, I don't know." And then everyone after that kept asking me, "Did you have this thing rhino lined? Is this thing rhino lined?" You know, because it had that look, that texture, and it's big and it's white and it's angry
no
and
shit. It's a family show.
You're right, it is.
Except for me.
Why they let you on here? I don't know. But you know,
We needed a famous face.
Yeah, you got a face for radio.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, known each other for 15 years. I think we got a right to razz each other.
Oh yeah. Always. And we've been some places together, so
Oh yeah.
we've had some good times.
Yes, we have. We've done, you know, back in the 80s, I think, you know, when we were in high school, when I was in high school, I think you're a little older than me.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Yeah, I'm old. 10 years.
See, so
when
he's
I got out
thin.
of high school, I left you all with chicks.
Hey, thanks, buddy. How'd I get with that one big one then?
Hence the name, the White Rhino.
Right.
See
Hey,
where
this is a
going.
family show. We can't talk about that.
See where this is going quick.
But, you know, I started out in the 80s, Southside Oklahoma City, going to Moore 12th Street, you know, with the Smith brothers and Shorty with the Pinto.
I remember
and the-
Shorty with the Pinto.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Because
you
I'd
know,
like to have some more Fords on it.
The-
You
the-
guys are killing it.
Well,
I think Darren Keesley knows how to get a hold of
I
it.
think he does too.
Well, then we need to see if he's still around, because that Pinto was a bad little
He also
fish.
knows how
Well,
to
you
get
know
a
that
hold
thing
of
burnt to the
Mike.
ground though, right?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you get
Yeah.
another one?
I don't know if he did or not.
They also saying Mike Anderson's still around.
Yep.
Remember he had a little King Cobra Mustang? What did you have back in the 90s? 'Cause I don't remember you.
I had a '68 Chevelle. It wasn't much of anything. It was kind of a off-white, some nasty green interior, Corvette rallies on it.
Look like Daryl Shriver's car?
Probably.
Kinda,
Kind of.
but-
It had Pro-Tracks on the back, you know, 'cause that's what everyone ran back then. And,
Yeah, that's the thing
you
back
know,
then.
Pro-Tracks was the shit.
I had done a lot of GT qualifiers on the back of my Camaro.
Yeah.
Skating around, thought I was setting the world on fire.
I had Defenders on the gold car, just regular radial tire, and I could make that thing haul ass on them things.
Right?
Yeah, 5-speed, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I had back in the day, was just a '68 Chevelle. I wish I still had it, but
Yeah, because we talked about some of them old guys back then that you never hear of anymore. Who was the guy that had like the '75 Camaro? Was white, had the Z stripe down the side, had awesome written on the back of it. Remember that guy? Big block
I can
car?
picture the car. I can't
Big
think of
block
who it
car?
was.
I forget, you know,
You know, most of the guys I knew were the Smith brothers, Vanderpool, Jerry,
Rucker
Rucker. You know, remember when Ed brought his bug out for the very first time?
killed everybody.
Killed everybody.
Son
They
of a
hated it.
sneaky
I was out there the
son
night.
of
I flagged the race between him and Steve Hand
Oh, yeah.
when Steve Hand still had small tires on his Camaro.
That
But-
cinnamon color Camaro?
Huh?
Was it cinnamon color Camaro?
It was green,
Yeah.
Green. I remember cinnamon color Camaro.
but
Yeah.
'68, wasn't
Yeah, something
68?
like that. Yeah.
Mark Burnett had a green Camaro.
it? We
Eddie
went out
put
to.
it on him, dude.
Yeah,
Eddie put it on him?
Put
Yeah.
it on him.
Eddie, you know, bug. What did he have? Nitrous at that
Nitrous,
time, and he had mounted fog lights under the front valance,
I remember the bug.
and
The valve.
the original valve bender.
yeah, the
Right.
original.
When he left, he got so far out on hand, he had to slow down so he could use Hand's headlights to see where he was going, because we were at 134th in Portland, and
Wow.
back then there was nothing out there.
Right. Because I remember he ran around with that guy that had the yellow 57 Chevy.
Yep.
John was his
John.
name, I think.
Yeah, they were roommates.
That thing ran pretty good too.
That thing did run good. I don't know whatever happened to it either. I love that
thing-
car though.
Yeah.
Then, you know, the Smith brothers, then who was it that had the 57? Rich Largent?
Rich Largent.
Yeah.
Yep. He had a couple of cars.
Yeah, he had
Of
that
course.
black, he had the black 57 Chevy.
Of course, there was Cool Tom.
Cool Tom.
Cool Tom.
I'm trying to think who was Cool Tom. I think he's cool.
I didn't really know him that well.
Yeah, he had a 74 or 5 Camaro. He put, big headers and this, that, and the other. I remember he lived over off Western and Walker in 89.
Right.
But he would go out and it was funny. I think Jeff or Mike rode with him one time. Mike Williams or Jeff Smith, and they went out for a ride. And when they came back, they vowed they'd never ride with him again because he was just.
That's what they say about Eddie.
Yeah,
That's what I'll never get in a car with Eddie again.
Really?
Fuck that.
They say he's a
Eddie's
nut.
a good driver. I taught him everything he knows.
That's the problem.
Maybe it's Papa Willie's in a Volkswagen that says something
He
about it.
grabs the
being
second gear and jerks the front
I know,
wheels
yeah.
about 5 feet in the air, and I'm like, we're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah.
On a
That is-
blacktop,
In the pink bug or in the yellow bug?
the yellow one.
Yeah. That's the sleeper bug.
Yeah.
The yellow one is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's growing up in those days, the sport and street racing itself has evolved so much. I mean, you look at what it was back when we were doing it. Perry Robb probably had one of the fastest cars in town. Shaking 355.
Yep.
I mean, that thing was crazy. He was spraying more nitrous to it than anybody I knew.
He still got the car and it's still exactly like it was back then.
Yeah, and they're rebuilding it for Trey, is what I heard.
Well, one of my big guys that I used to have a big go around with was Chris Derrick, Mud Duck.
Yeah, I've talked to him.
Yeah.
He don't have nothing now.
No, he don't. But
He teamed up with, what was that guy's name? Mike. There for a while and drove that, he drove a white Mustang and then drove a black Mustang.
Yeah. He had one of the prettiest black LXs that you ever see. It was flawless.
And of course, you always had Tony Woodard
Mm-hmm.
and Squeezy. You had all the guys, and we went from 12th Street when they shut it down, and then everyone started going over what was called hot rods, which I think is an 18 and over bar now or something.
Yeah.
I remember Hot Rods.
That's
we
why
used
we
to
just
hang-
hung out on 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Waiting for somebody to roll in.
Yeah, we used to hang out at Arby's, 39th Street. All kinds of crazy shit happening.
There was a gap in there when I joined the Marine Corps,
Right.
and I was gone for 6 years. So when I came back, then all of a sudden everyone's talking about this guy Varley and this badass Mustang, and I'm like, who's this guy?
Right.
You were friends with Ed at the time.
Oh
weren't
yeah,
you?
I've known Eddie since '86.
I tried to get him to hook up with me in the gold car in his Chevelle. He wouldn't.
I'm
fucking
surprised
do it.
I never ran into you at 39th. I was up there all the time.
I didn't know
There
a
were
lot of
so many
39th
people.
Street. I did mostly 12th Street, and then I got married, and then I went to the Corps, and
Right.
You went out. You also went overseas, didn't you?
yeah. Matter of fact, that's what helped pay for this truck right here. Is in '07 I left and went to Iraq for 3.5 years contracting.
Oh, okay. Good.
So
Appreciate your service.
we did a lot of things over there. That's weird. Being you've never been to a foreign country, especially something like Iraq, don't go.
No.
Don't plan on it.
No, it's weird.
I don't think any fast cars over there. Ain't got no reason to go.
They got fast camels,
Oh, right.
Yeah, double humps.
double hump.
Crazy.
But the truck is coming along. We're going to get it back together within the next couple of nights. We're going to be ready for sale the 24th.
Good deal.
I love this series you guys are doing. It's awesome. I've seen several of my childhood friends on here already, Saul and Mike.
Yeah. Good guys, man. Love them to death.
Yeah, we're going to bring in some more people. Get some newer people in. Try to get some other brands like Chevys or like Fords and Dodges.
Fords
in.
and Dodges.
Now, there's only
If we
one Ford
can.
in there.
You know.
Who's got that?
Oh no, some fat guy.
Is it
with
all
no hair.
Ford?
Yeah, it's all Ford.
Does it have a power glide in it?
No.
Did you just tell
It's
me
got
that
a
a power glide?
2-speed.
2-speed.
It's not a power glide. It's a. Couldn't get a
I
Ford
think-
tranny
I
to live
think-
in this
I
son
think-
of a bitch. What do you want me to do?
I think I heard Eddie
I
making
want-
fun of you after that
Yeah.
little spot on the show, and
Yeah,
you did a
he's
couple of video clips.
Well, that's okay because the Chevy guys run Ford rear end, so it's a trade.
No, that's
Yeah,
right.
It's a trade-off.
That's what's in this thing.
right.
Ford 9-inch. You can't beat it.
Right.
I just couldn't get a Ford tranny to live. Guys, I was paying guys thousands to. Oh, I'll get that son bitch to live. Second pass.
What you trying, like a C6 or something?
No, I was running. Yeah, C6s, C4s. But back then they didn't have all the parts they have now
Right.
for those transmissions. I was tearing them up, man, snapping all kinds of stuff.
Did Ford ever make a 2-speed?
No. The people that make the transmissions make them for Ford and Chevy. It's
Right.
not just a GM company that makes them.
Yeah, like Saginaw. Or,
Right, yeah.
Or Not like turbo hydromatic, but
So, and actually, it's a FTI body, so it's not even
Right.
any kind of GM shit.
but it's it's based on a GM design.
But you know, if you love racing, you got to make sacrifices.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you put Ford parts on Chevys and Chevy parts on Fords
We're going to go
to
out
make
Sa-
them go fast, of course.
We're going to go out to Sayre on the 24th and check out Belinda's deal again. We filmed her facility. Now we're going to go check out her actual racing program, and we're going to have some of our guys go in there and race. And
We have a
Player-
good time out there every time we go.
Yeah, Belinda
Sayre
runs a
is
good
great.
place.
Belinda is awesome.
oh yeah, she is. She's going to let us borrow her facility in about a month. She's going to shut down the road just so we can go film our show
Nice.
During the day.
during the day.
Nice.
That way we're not home at 2 o'clock in the morning. She told me, she goes, anytime y'all want to come out, just let me know and we'll do it. So,
Okay, well, as long as we don't pull a Shane, we'll be good.
yeah, because there ain't going to be no fire or safety credit. There's going to be real street racing just blocked off.
Yeah,
the
we're
road.
going to pour our own shit, get it sticky, get after it.
That's right. It'll be really good. She's more than willing to work with us on this, so we're going to go out there and cover her events and try to get some of our guys to go out there and race and help her out as much as we can for her doing this for us.
It's going to be a good time. I mean, she's awesome, and she's put together something out there that a lot of small towns are trying to duplicate. I know Coffeyville, Kansas, they've got their street thing going now.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
You know, it's not once a month like they do
We
out
might
there.
have to
but
pack up and go make some of these
oh, absolutely,
things and
that
go
would
out
be
and race
so
some
much.
of their stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I
we
mean,
can
you
get some
remember
other
back in
people
the
out to
day.
race.
Back in the day, that was the thing. We all talked about loading up and let's go to Dallas and race down there. Or
Dallas,
let's go
Fort
to
Worth.
go to Kansas City and race over there. Let's go because you got tired of racing the same old people. I mean, you saw the same cars, and
Constant.
you had to. The best thing was when the El Reno guys would come into
Yeah,
town, and
yeah.
you
Right.
would get to beat up on them. Remember the old Nintendo Nova?
Yeah.
God, that thing was ugly. Pepto Bismol pink with those stripes down the side.
I forgot about that car. Thanks for fucking bringing it up.
That's why I like to get going with this. You know, we do our little thing, and people come and challenge us and from other cities and states and come race with us. You know,
Yeah.
anything from 12-second cars up to 9. You know, just everybody going out racing and having a good time, and doing
Well,
our
and
thing.
It's
that's
what we do.
Before that show came on TV, that's what we did. I mean, we would go out every weekend. We would meet at Sonic or 39th Street or, someplace, even back in the 80s on 12th Street.
Right.
And we would go out and go street racing.
Yeah.
We'd set up all the races at the spot and then we'd go.
Right.
I mean, that's the way that I remember doing it.
Right. Didn't no matter who the fastest person in town was, just you go pick out someone that you can race, that you think you can beat, talk shit to them, and hey, let's go get it on.
Yeah, usually the guy that wanted to bet you $5,000 for a race.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have anything fast. He was just trying to bluff. you,
Right.
make
He's
you
trying
look
to
stupid.
buy the race.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Been there, seen that done.
Well, now that we
We'd
know
all
it's-
get together and say, okay, how much have we all got?
Yeah,
So
right.
some asshole says 5,000. We're jumping
Yeah,
on it.
right.
You know what I mean? And then they're like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right.
And of course, it was like I said, it was always great when the El Reno guys came into town, or
We used to love
the Guthrie guys would
Yeah.
come down, DeMoss and them guys.
D-Moss, yeah. I used to like going up and racing on 77 out there. The hell, the cops would come out and watch.
Yeah.
You know what
I don't
Yeah.
think Saul likes that place too much.
No.
Is that where the cattails happen?
Yeah. That's where. What was great
Rucking.
was after that happened and he pushed it back over. The very next night he was at a Meridian.
Yeah.
Was he?
Still had grass in the bead of the wheel where it
Right.
rolled up on its side.
Everybody gives him shit about that. That's like after we filmed his show. What was it, the day after Eddie put something about Saul with the
Cattails.
cattails on
You seen
Facebook?
that?
Where's my
Don't
car?
give Eddie an inch because he'll take it.
Oh,
Y'all-
as soon as he
man.
sees this, I can promise you there'll be something about me.
Well, y'all just
Something.
get
Because,
your bullets ready because we're going to get him on here too.
Because you think, I mean, if you, I'll be honest, I've known Eddie for better than half my life, and I consider him like a brother to me, and he's had some really, really fast cars.
Oh, yeah.
That Chevelle was no joke.
Yeah,
All
no.
of his bugs, they're all fast.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and he'll probably disagree because that's what he'll do. He wouldn't be into the street or the racing scene had he not started coming around me.
Really?
Because I was in the racing scene going out to 12th Street. If you remember, when Ed's first started coming out in his bug, his purple one, before it was valve bender, he had a wall and 415s in the back of it.
Oh, he was a stereo guy.
He was a stereo guy.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then that street, that racing bug got him.
Yeah, and he's
Once
like,
the racing
"Wow, you
bug
can
got
pick up
him,
chicks
and
with
literally
hot
the bug.
rods?"
Yeah.
So he was in.
Yeah, immediately, now all the stereo equipment went away, and he started building a big 2110cc engine and putting nitrous on it.
It's no joke.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah,
You
that
gotta
new
have
one
it.
he's got's really, I mean, that thing, what does it weigh, like 800 pounds or some
I don't
stupid
know.
shit like
No,
that?
but it's nuts.
I bet I know a couple people that could bench press that car.
Yeah, got like 400 horsepower or something.
Well, guys, Ron Gibbany,
Brent Poole.
Hey,
and we just did the white rhino.
it's a blast. I'm glad you guys are doing this. This is what it needs to be.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Stay tuned, there'll be more.
That's right.